Hello, Dave here. This MiniMorsel, CSS 10 tweaks to 2011 with a child theme. So first of all, we have a theme, a site here called Baby Dev. It's a vanilla WordPress site based on with running the 2011 theme. You'll notice here's the original Hello World post, and I have a bunch of other test posts out here from loading the theme development test data. Guiding us along our way is the WordPress Codex, which has a child theme page, and you'll notice codex.wordpress.org, child themes. And down here there's instructions on how to do it. And we're going to start off here at the start at the beginning, right? But anyway, here's where it describes what you need to do to create a child theme. Here's a basic child theme. And then it moves on into the functions.php. We're not going there, we're stopping here. So here's your reference. Okay, so we have a guide. We have a site. I called it Baby Dev. And I'll go ahead and log in. Here's our dashboard. Notice because I loaded the test data, I have 23 posts, 12 pages. That's the whole purpose of that, so that I don't have to just generate something, or another option is to use the actual production data and download that. This is running on my local host, thanks to XAMPP. So once again, here's our dashboard. We go to Appearance, Themes, and you'll notice that we have the two default WordPress themes, 2011, which is currently active, and 2010, which is not. So here's our site. So we have a site, we have test data, and we have the WordPress Codex providing direction. And what we need to be able to do this is a directory to place things in. So going to bringing up a Windows Explorer session here, and it's going to my XAMPP document root, which is htdocs, and my site subdirectory is called Baby Dev. And here's the standard raw WordPress structure with WP content, WP includes, and WP admin. Themes are in content. So we'll go to content, we'll go to themes, and you'll notice that we have 2011 and 2010. And if we go back to our dashboard, notice we have 2011 and 2010. Well, we want to do a child theme. And let me bring my Windows Explorer session back up here. So the first thing to do is to create a directory. I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to call it Baby. Well, let's keep it all lowercase. Baby Dev theme, just to give it a different name. I called it Baby Dev. Baby Dev Child. Okay, so now we have a directory. Let's go into that directory. It is empty. If we go back here to the codex, notice that the directory can contain as little as a style CSS file and as much as any full-fledged WordPress theme contains. So there's all the things. All we're going to play with is style.css. So let's create that file. Okay. New text. style.css. Yes. Okay, so now we have a style sheet. I'm going to go ahead and edit that with Notepad++. You see that there's nothing in there. Let's move that out of the way for a moment. We haven't done anything yet. And I also have what I have prepared. I created a little screenshot. If you place in your child directory a screenshot.png, it will be the view that you see. For example, this is screenshot.png in the 2011 folder, and this is screenshot.png in the 2010 folder. So I just did a quickie little Inkscape thing here. You can see that down there. But just something so we can see how it works. I'm going to go ahead and copy that into our folder. So now we have two files. So far, so good. And I also have, here's the changes that we're going to make. Let me open that up, and I'm just going to copy it from here so I don't have to individually type everything. And here's this file. This is what it's going to be. We're going to copy it in and talk about these items. And there's our 10 steps. So once again, here's style.css. Okay, so our first step is to go ahead and place this required information in the theme. You can copy it right out of here. So I went ahead and prepped ahead of time. And I'm going to copy this part of the required. So it'll Control-C to copy and a Control-V to save. And let's take a brief look at this. The important thing here is the theme name, which is Baby Dev. This is a different test site, so I need to update that. And it's going to be Baby Dev. This is where the theme lives. There's my directory. Okay, and you can put your name, your site location. Again, this code will be available on davecoast.com. And give it a little description. I'm just calling it the baby development theme, a little fun stuff. And here's the that screenshot. I just went ahead and looked at the 2011 screenshot. It was 300 by 225. Created a very simple vector graphic just for playing around. So now we have a child theme. But the first step of the child theme is bringing in the parent of the parent, the style sheet from the parent. I'm going to go ahead and copy my colors here. Just these are notes. You see this green with the slash stars. That's all comments. And up above here, these are comments up here, but they're comments that are used. And it uses this theme name, the template, and this tells it that its parent is 2011. So there's important piece 1, important piece 2, and I'd go ahead and say description is also an important piece, right? You should describe what you're doing. So let's say there's 3 key pieces. Everything else is optional and just for fun. So down here I have my colors that I'm using for the fun of this. And here's the import statement. I'm going to copy that over to our style sheet and save that. And I'm going to save our style sheet. And you'll notice, let me bring up the Windows Explorer here. Right, so now we have a style sheet and we have that screenshot in here. So if we go back here once again, This is what it looks like in 2011. And now if I come back here to themes, now I have a new theme available. And it's, and again, just a little graphic I made for the fun of it. You would probably want to do a real screenshot of what the theme looks like. Anyway, here's that baby dev by Dave Developer, right? And all this should look very familiar here, right? Here's where it is. Here's where it's stored. Themes, baby dev child. Again, okay. And we have this guy ready to go. So let's activate it. Once again, here's our existing site. Let's activate our child theme. Okay. It's ready to go. Let's take a look at it. Well, it looks the exact same. Well, of course it does. We haven't done anything to it yet. And that's what we're going to do now. Okay, so we brought in all of the same style as 2011. That's all that include statement does. And again, here's our child theme. And you would just have a blank if you didn't want to bother with the screenshot. You don't have to put that in there. But once again, baby dev. So let's go ahead and start tweaking this thing. And what I want to do first is, well, how do we know what to play with? There's our style sheet. But anyway, looking at the page here, I'm utilizing Firebug Lite. You could use the development tools with Chrome. I'm using Chrome. They both seem good. I'm just kind of figuring out which one I like better. But let's go ahead and use Firebug here. Again, Chrome extension. You definitely need something like this. Anyway, this gives us, here's the HTML, and here's the style sheet. And we inspect an element. So if we come out here, oh, look at that. There's another place in the element, right? These are all different elements, and I can select any one that I wish. See that little blue guy going around? Well, let's take a look at the whole page here, right? That white is a little bright. And this is kind of tough. You got to get right into this spot here. And now it's grabbing the entire page. I'm going to go ahead and click so that I actually did my inspection again. Inspect puts you into this mode for wherever you click. And you see that blue bar, that is the element that it is inspecting. So in order to inspect the page element, I had to get over here, click, and you see that it's pound page. So let's change that guy. I'm going to Control C, copy that. Come back over to our sheet and paste it in. Put in the ending bracket, and we can do whatever we want. And again, I'm just going to change that color. So let me go over to my tweaks here, just because I have this written in, and I'm just going to copy this out of here. Whoops. Just going to copy that into our style sheet. And let's tab it over. And we can give it some comments. How about a light blue page? So now once I click save, that guy's ready to go. So if we come back over to our page, let's turn the Firebug off so we can see the whole page. There it is. Looks pretty white. Let's refresh. Oh, look at that. Now we're blue. One little mini change. Okay, 1 down, 9 to go. What's next on our list? Oh, let's change the background of the post area to this color here with the F4 to yellow. Okay, how do we know how to get the post area? Well, let's go back to Firebug, inspect. Here's the post. Well, that's just a piece of the post. There's the whole post. Let me click on there, and here's the style. It's H entry, comma, no results. I'm going to copy that, bring our style sheet back, pop that in there, and close the bracket so that we can enter our styling. Now notice that this is .h entry, so that's the H entry is a class, but it's got a comma, so a comma is a or. So if the class of the element is .h entry, or is class H entry, or class no results, apply these stylings. And so for the post, let's go ahead and try a background of a different color. I'm going to copy that background. And again, here's a handy dandy tool for coloring in Chrome. It's got a little color picker, just for us color challenged individuals. But once again, here's our change. Let's save it. Let's go back to our site. Let's turn off Firebug. And let's refresh. Oh, look at that. Now we have a yellow post. So far, so good. Well, let's keep going. What's the next one on the list? Okay, number 3. Well, let's round those corners. Look at that. That's kind of rough with those square corners, right? Let's round those out. So again, I have the rounded corners code here. Copy that into the style sheet. It's in the post area, so we're just going to add it here. And let's just line that up a little prettier. Click Save. Come back to our site. Refresh it. Oh, and look. Now we have rounded corners. What's next? Oh, let's add some spiffy touches. And just a box shadow, just to show you how silly and fun this is. Now let's just add this in here. Again, we're in the same area. And you can play around with these values. We'll talk about it in a second. Let's just see what it looks like first of all. So save, back to the site, refresh it. Oh, look at that. So notice that we have the shadow here, and the shadow here, and the rounded corners. So let's take a look at that. And you notice that I have -5, -5. So if those are negative, it'll be on this side. If it's positive, it'll be on this side. Same here, negative, positive. And I highly recommend just playing around with it. And we'll see that in a moment. Let's keep going. So that's number 4. Number 5, ooh, a little padding. Well, what the heck is that all about? Well, look at this. Notice how scrunched that is against the edge there. All right, so now we have to start. Look at all these posts. That looks kind of okay. It just looks bad. So let's add some padding to the picture. And copy that in. Of course, remember this is a development site. Play with it and enjoy. So now I saved, refresh. Ooh, see how that moved it over a little bit? Gave us a little margin. It looks a little cleaner. Okay, okay. I can live with that. Let's keep going here. See if we can finish up. Hope I'm not going too slow for you. Anyway, so here's our main post area, and it's this class, H entry, or this class, no results. And I'm just going to guess, I believe we're really utilizing the H entry. So now, let's mess around with the pseudo classes just for fun. And this is dealing with the nth child. And this is where we can adjust it depending on whether it's odd or even. This flow of posts, you could do every third one. You can get very complex. You can stay very simple. And I'm a simple guy. And it's too much fun. So let me copy this text into our style sheet. And let's talk about it. Okay, so now we have the class H entry. Oops, same one as up here. And we have a colon, nth child, odd. Well, what this says for the class nth entry, if the child, and remember every element, each element, these post elements, are children of their parent, but any odd one, let's go ahead and give it a different background color. And again, this B5 is the green. And notice here I turned the box shadow around from -5 to +5. And again, something to just play with. Had to do the Moz for Firefox and the WebKit for Chrome and Safari. You can do a -O for Opera and -MS for Internet Explorer 9. Hopefully everyone will process box shadow someday as the CSS 3 features are being implemented. But anyway, so we changed that. Let's check it out. So save and refresh. And ooh, look at that. So now we have yellow, green, yellow, green. Well, that looks pretty good. Or looks pretty hokey, but we're changing stuff. All right, let's go back. What's our next one? Okay. Oh, pink pages, please. Well, with doing H entry, if we look at the static pages out here, and that's another beautiful thing about the test data is I have all these pages. Of course, you'd have sample page with the raw install, but this has a lot more text added to it. But anyway, these are green, right? So that is, oh, interesting. Let's go back to the main blog page here. Right, we have the yellow, the green, the yellow, the green. Right, odd and even. Remember, this does not have to be element number 1. That's H entry. And but that's just learning some of those pseudo classes. Anyway, the idea here is that these are pages and not posts. And I'd like to treat them a little differently, or just show that we can treat them differently. So, number 7. Let's copy this in. Okay, so what this is telling us, Notice that there's no comma here between these two classes. We got the class star page, no comma, no space, and the class H entry. So this is saying if it is both, so this is like an and versus the comma being an or. So this is like saying if the element is both a member of the class page or has the attribute class page and the attribute class entry, we're going to change its background color to pink. So let's save that. And let's go back to our site. All right, there's our every other one. And let's look at one of the pages here. And there, so pages now are pink, while our posts are yellow and green. And again, this is just digging into it. And let's finish up. Let's just lose those dots. For some reason, I'm not happy about seeing all these dots over here, or it's something that we can change. But anyway, in these widgets over here, we can change these dots. And I'm going to grab, and again, I identified all these values using Firebug. Let me go ahead and copy this in. Right? And I got dot widget, class dot widget, UL. So with a space there, this is a descendant of the dot widget class, and this element is a descendant of the UL of the widget class. So this is a child of this, is a child of this, because there's spaces in between them. And we just say list style equal none to get rid of the dots. And once again, just use Firebug, inspect. Well, what the heck is going on over here? Whoops. Click on that, and you see that that grabbed the widget A, and I had to play around a little bit to get down to where this was inherited from. So it's not an exact science, and you got to play around with it a little bit. But anyway, let's see how that looks. And refresh our page, and our dots are gone. Okay. Just a couple more. We're just about there. So now let's just get out of hand. Let me copy this in. So I say if it's a member of the class star post and you hover over it, do a transform, and we're going to scale it. So scale is the size, and I want it to go from its current size 1 to 1.05. So it's 0.05 larger. I don't believe you need these guys, but for some reason I copied them in there. And let's go ahead and save that and see what happens. So now when I come over a post, oh, look at that. It pops up. Ah, that's kind of fun. Look at that. Did that impact our page? No, nothing happens when I go over our page, because page is not in the class, or does not have the class post. So now we're just getting downright silly. And let's go back. And finally, step 10, just because I can't resist being ridiculous. And here I have, if it's class post and H entry and it's even, I want to hover and I want to do a transform doing the skew and the scale. And the scale, notice the scale is a little smaller than this scale, so it will override that. And it's probably just not necessary. I just wanted to show putting more than one of these transforms on the same statement. That's all. So once again, if it's odd, I want to skew it 2 degrees and 2 degrees. And if it's even, I want to skew it 2 degrees and 2 degrees. If it's odd, I want to skew it -2, -2. And we're only going to do it for the hover event. So let's save that. Refresh our site. And oh, look at that. Oh, see how it skews the other way? Okay, so not the most practical thing, but sure is fun and silly. And here you go. So there we go. We created a child theme over baby dev. Here it is. We could always go back and activate 2011. And so we went from 2011, which looks like this. Okay, very nice. Cool theme. To creating our baby dev. Let's activate that. To the ridiculous. Thank you very much. The code that I used here, this guy here, will be available at davecoast.com. Thank you for watching.